Hey yo YouTube, I am here to continue talking about my D&D game, The Band of Titans. When I last left off, we were in an alley about to go to the vortex. Um, Immediately, House might start asking uh, Arch Princess Anastasia, who's holding the vortex on the other side, a few questions. I asked what exactly are we looking for to find Jazzy Baba, a hut. Initially, I want to say she doesn't give me a straight answer. I want to say she says she doesn't really know the location, um, unlike Edgeheart. Uh, yeah, we're gonna kind of have to wing it once when we get there. Go about how finding it ourselves. Um, I want to say later on we do find out that the hut's by a river. I ask her what exactly can we promise her or not promise her for her to pledge allegiance to her. Um, she pretty much says that she's gonna give her like a spot inside her kingdom, pretty much make her a general, part of like I guess her council. I believe she'll even have like an entourage. I want to say she says a few more things, but that's pretty much the gist of it. I want to say she says something about her being able to keep her freedom. Uh, and then like one more thing that may or may not help. What is a witch warg? And she's like, a witch warg is an Arctic wolf. And kind of then tells me a few things I already know, like that the Arctic wolves are believed to be have Jotun blood in them. And then she asks, like, why do you ask this? And I say, when it's time, I may have Hellfire take lead when it comes to talking to the hags, or when it comes to talking to Jezebaba. And then I make the suggestion, should we send Edgeheart through now? And she kind of asks, like, if that's what the party thinks we should do. And the party ends up talking about it. And ends up being another one of the things where uh, you could tell Craven's player didn't really know why I was asking this, why this was getting brought up. Like when it's his opinion, like he kind of gives this like generic answer of like, oh, we don't really know what's in front of us. Things are unpredictable, stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that's more reason to send them through now. And he says something that pretty much like gives the impression that like he thinks we're sending him ahead of us or something, like something to that point. And it's like, no, we're sending him to the Arch Queen now to pretty much end this, wrap this part of the mission up. It'll be success. And he's like, oh yeah, let's do that. Cause yeah, like he comes with us, ends up dying. This mission fails. Uh, like I bring up that, like I think immediately when I brought up suggesting bringing him through, I brought up that what if Jezzy Bava doesn't side with us and decides like she wants to keep the heir to the Dragon Lord, so they can't make that alliance. And Edgeheart is like, well, since you're sending me through now, let me tell you a little bit about where you're going through. Pretty much, he says it's infested with Wordafon. Uh, he says pretty much we're going to Velikavacia, and and it's funny because like Craven's like I feel like I've heard that before, and and Eridina's like, yeah, we were just there, and I'm like, yeah, we've been in and out of Velikavacia off and on in the last few sessions. Um, and then like I make the comment that like Craven is just bumbling through this campaign. But like I said, this part of the world is infested with Origin. Apparently, like they started appearing here one day or however many years ago, and then they ended up making blockers for them, which slowed it down, pretty much stopping it, except for the ones that were already here. Then eventually the calamity ended up happening, and most of the blockers got destroyed. The origins started appearing again, except for this time, there were also like mutated looking ones. And he says a few more things, but that's pretty much the important stuff. So we go through the vortex. Smite drops the seam spell on him, so he no longer looks like Scott Steiner and looks like a hobgoblin again. Um, and then once again brings up that when it's time to talk to the hags, he wishes for him and Hellfire to take point. Um, Almost immediately, I could tell Craven's gear player didn't catch this, because not too much longer later, he's like, we should have found something to call Jezzy Baba, as like a royal title. Um, and then like Miravik's like, well, it's too late now. And then like she thinks about it, I guess goes through her, the DM goes through some history stuff, and then says like, Damia, apparently we should use Damia Jezzy Baba. Says something about how Jezzy Baba is really open to compliments. Um, DM puts up like a map of us in like cold woods, um, snowy forest, and it pretty much says which direction you want to go. We end up picking north because it kind of looks like there's a little opening. Uh, Eventually, like one of the NPCs suggests that we should try something different. Maybe let's send Basker and Hellfire out to see if they could uh, find a river or sense a river. Seville suggests that she flies up in the air and takes a look around too. We end up going with both ideas. So when Seville's up in the air, she kind of notices that something's to the north, the way we were already going. Uh, I want to say Basker and Hellfire just go like 2 miles out, so it doesn't take long for them to come back. And we start traveling north. Eventually, I want to say the DM says like however long goes by. Uh, the DM makes Basker roll a scent check. Um, if I'm right, I rolled pretty good, and he says there's like 3 spots where like I kind of smell something. Uh, I say that Basker does like the traditional like dog pointing like pose. Uh, Craven walks up and says like it's like something going on, or like I think he says, oh, I smell something. He says I smell something in these 3 areas, and Craven just says to the party like be careful and keeps pushing forward. Uh, uh, Takes a few steps, and then like the DM says he gets hit by something. Roll initiative. And he ends up getting attacked by about 3 Warriors. Slowly but surely, more Warriors start coming out. I don't remember what the exact number is at the end that we fought. Besides them coming in kind of one at a time, like I say a lot of times, not much to say about this fight. I do know that Naomi gets the kill, and she actually does do the "How do you want to do this?" The player says she throws both of her side things and they slice off the head. Um, Immediately, like Smite checks one of them to see if they're alive. The DM says all of them are dead. I do this because wants the werewolf fur. Um, so he's having the alchemist experiment on Origin to see if he could make an antidote. Uh, uh, Kind of for the same reason, and also just to know about Origin. Maravik does multiple things, like takes samples, takes I guess maybe like a head, some fur, and then yeah, then like Craven for some reason ends up getting interested in the Origin's fur. Like he wants to take some as a trophy, and ask Aradina if she will do it. So I guess we take however long for her to do that. So according to my notes, switch that timeline. Us finding the origin and Seville finding the river through flying up. So technically, we would have fought the origin. We would have rested a day, continued to travel, and then did the where Seville flew up and saw that it looked like there was a river to the north. Um, Comes down, we start heading to the north. And for whatever reason, I decided to stop taking notes at this point of the session. But I think that was because I pretty much in my head had everything planned out how we was gonna go before we ended. So we approach this river. I don't remember if we follow it at all, but we do come across a hut next to a river. Uh, uh, and again, like I said, I'm pretty sure Craven's player never caught that I wanted to take point because almost immediately, whenever I'm pushing in the front, like I see Craven like right next to me, and Aradina ends up pretty much staying in the back, which she's pretty much the main reason we're on this mission, and Craven ends up like, "Hey, Aradina, why are you back there? Why aren't you taking more of a role?" And then like she repeats again, like, I'm waiting to see what happens because Hellfire or Smite and Hellfire said they wanted to take point. And that's when I kind of noticed like he's no longer trying to stand next to me and stuff. But immediately when we get there, I dismount off of Hellfire and have us approach forward. I have Hellfire kind of do like a howl just loud enough for someone inside the hut to hear it, and then we see like these big ugly hags come out, and before I do anything, I have Smite roll a performance check, um, which I believe he gets in the 30s, on an oral performance check, and I announce that we are wishing for an audience with Damia Jezzy Baba by the emissary of Arch Princess Queen Anastasia, um, Witch Warg Hellfire. And then after I say that, another hag comes out that looks more important than the others. I want to say she's holding a staff or something. Again, all of them are large creatures. Uh, and Hellfire says that Arch Queen Anastasia is soon to make an alliance with the Dragon Lords, and they will soon wipe out their invaders and put the White Witches in their place. We request for your aid to ensure the balance or help tip the balance. And Jizzy Baba asked kind of the questions you think she would, like pretty much just reconfirming what I already told her. Um, I do also tell her that what the queen promised her, she agrees. Um, the DM has me roll a diplomatic. I was asked because of Smite's performance and because I'm a witch ward, can I roll with advantage? And he says yes. I do the two rolls, end up getting a dirty 20. Uh, for the most part, I had all of that planned out for 2 weeks. She ends up agreeing. She pretty much says that the hags should have a place in that kingdom, and also we will see if Anastasia is actually worthy of being queen. If not, then we will take appropriate measures. Um, and then like Hellfire's like, well, then we will consider this part of the mission a success as well. Now we have other personal matters, and I uh, give like a suggestion over to Smite, and then Smite steps up, and Smite says that there's a member because we do mention we are Vatir, and I say how there's a member of our party who is part of a Ka who made a pact that they are looking for a witch that has something to do with the multiverse, and we believe it has something to do with find the witch, save the multiverse prophecy. And that's where the DM decides to end it because it's getting late and he knows he has to go through the whole explaining what the prophecy and if she knows anything about Armor Ready's mission, future predictions. To be honest with you, I have no idea what she's gonna tell us. Uh, so yeah, looking forward to seeing that. That should we play tomorrow. I do actually have like 2 sessions of Hyde and to talk about. I'm just gonna put them together because we didn't end up fighting in them. Spoilers. Um, might record that now. We'll see how I feel when I turn this off in like 5 minutes. Uh, and yeah, you want to check those out and see what happens when we do talk to Jezzy Baba on the next session of this. Watch the next one. You want to know everything that's going on. Watch all my videos and check you later.